Howdy friends, and welcome back to Toybox Nostalgia. I'm Douglas, and welcome to another episode of the Radical Toybox Vlog. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about how I designed and built the diorama you see behind me. This is the Technodrome entryway diorama that I made specifically for the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles soft vinyl version of Baxter Stockman from Mondo. If you haven't checked out that video, I highly recommend it. It's so much fun. One of the things that I had mentioned in that video is how amazing the package artwork is. Look at this. This is truly beautiful. And I mentioned a couple times like, hey man, I wish Mondo would make posters out of this because this is great. And then they did. But I never got one because I was broke. But there's too much new toys. You know what I mean? Cody knows what I mean. There's too much, man. It's taking up all of our time and money, but Mondo deserves our money because this artwork is perfect. It's truly perfect. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not trying to be an ass or anything. I never heard of Aaron Conley until I saw this stuff. And that's kind of sad because Aaron Conley actually did work with Scotty Young. He's done work for like Disney and Marvel and stuff. And his integrity and charm and style bleeds right onto literally everything he does. And the reason why I know this is because after I made that video, I tagged Mondo in it. And Aaron reached out to me, said, hey man, send me your address and I'll send you something fun. And he did. Okay, so before we dive into the diorama stuff, I gotta say thank you so much, Aaron Conley. He sent me 3 items. I think 3 items. I don't know. I didn't open the third one yet because I wanted to be a surprise here with you all. But 2 of the things that I do know of are these 2 books he sent me right here. One's called Bully Wars. The other one is Saber-Tooth Swordsman. The only one I've read so far is Bully Wars. I've only read 2 chapters, but the artwork is truly just like this. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm pretty sure I fell in love with the dude's artwork immediately. The first page of Bully Wars, if I could blow that page up and get the words removed, I would put that in a poster on the wall just because it is gorgeous. Take a look at this house in this town in this first page. This is how the dude set the bar for himself on page 1. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way it's gonna get better than this. Nah, the whole book is this good. But so there's just something so charming about Rottenville and the colors too. I don't know how to say the colorist's name. I think it's Jean-Francois Beaulieu. I probably butchered that so hard. But Jean and Aaron together. Look at this. This is a masterpiece. This is absolutely stunning. I highly recommend this. If you haven't read this or even heard of this before like me, which is weird because I've been following Scotty Young for like years on Amazon, and somehow this never showed up. I've just seen this cover, I would have bought this in a heartbeat just because I'm into this stuff. Rufus Roughhouse is the main bully's name in the first 2 chapters, and he's like in middle school and he's beating up on kids, and then it's like the first day of high school and he's no longer the biggest fish in the pond, and he finds out the hard way. But dude's wearing like a shirt that's like Oculus Orbis, so this art like it just kind of matches Madball's. And something about this book, I'm not saying the Aaron Conley style is old-fashioned or anything like that. The atmosphere that Aaron and Jean created for this made me feel like I was in the 1990s. I mean, to be fair, I was watching Night Visions up all night in the background, you know, listening to the music while reading this, and I had my Atari Lynx sitting next to me, so somehow this brand new comic book hit my nostalgia feeling. I don't know how that's even possible. The second comic book I haven't read yet, this is Saber-Tooth Swordsman, and what's really cool about both of these, I think both of these, is that Aaron drew pictures for me in there. That's kind of cool. Take a look at that. Saber-Tooth Swordsman right there. He says, thanks, Douglas. And then it says Aaron underneath it. And then in the Bully Wars, you could see this right here. Kind of looks like it's made with a Sharpie, but I can't really tell. I'm hoping that he drew that in there because that's awesome. And this, my friends, is the surprise that we're going to open up right here, right now. I can't believe this stuff just showed up on my porch one day. I thought dude was just trying to be nice and then maybe kind of forgot. You know, he's like a celebrity, right? His integrity, just like in his artwork. The dude's an awesome person. So let's just dive right in and see what we have in store in this big mailing tube. And then afterwards, we'll dive into the diorama that was inspired by this artist, Aaron Conley. So like, does this count as an autograph? Alright, so I believe I got all of the tape cut off. Uh-oh. What's that? Did he send me his garbage? What could this be? Oh my gosh, no way. Wow, this is stunning. This is, as you probably can tell already, this is a print, printed on very thick paper, almost like watercolor paper, of the backdrop that was used for Baxter Stockman. Yeah, this absolutely is getting matted and put into a frame. I'm gonna take this and get it professionally matted. On the back, he drew me a picture of Baxter Stockman. I saw him post this. It was like a premonition. An incredible, incredible gift. Holy sh! Look at this. This is hand-drawn. Gosh, I could see he worked in with a pencil a little bit, like a quick sketch. And then he just drew it all in with like a black marker. How am I supposed to frame this now? I kind of want to frame just this piece. This artwork is truly stunning. It feels sumptuous. Like, this feels expensive. And honestly, I'm lost. I don't know what I did to get to deserve this. I feel like I'm dreaming. Like, this isn't... Something's messed up here. The colors are just so insanely vibrant that I feel like I'm looking at, like, the actual drawing itself. I don't know what to say, except thank you, Aaron. Thank you. I was not expecting this at all. I don't even know what to say. And this custom piece you did on the back here, I saw this posted and I liked it. Okay, let's follow that up with the diorama. Before we dive in, I'm going to re-roll the video montage that I made for that original unboxing and review video for the Mondo Baxter Stockman. Alright, so here he is, my friends, in its full glory. This is the entryway to the Technodrome that I made as the diorama, specifically for the Mondo Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles soft vinyl figures. As you see right there, the door entryway right there, I just straight up stole that from Aaron Conley. And a lot of this blocky design and stuff, you know, is from the back of the packaging, also stolen from Aaron Conley. This stuff is actually reflective tape that I purchased from Amazon, and I just used a straight edge and cut it in half. And I made it so the arrows were kind of pointing towards the door on either side. This is all made out of foam core board. The whole thing is foam core board, essentially. And this piece right here was already this gray color. And I used this black construction paper right here to create like kind of like this, I guess, roll out the black carpet to the door. I don't know. Just, you know, just making all this stuff up. This piece right here was actually from the Batman the Animated Series bank. It was actually tilted this way and the lines were going vertical. I had since demolished the bank and the police station. It just didn't go over well over the internet. I think it was like one of the first big dioramas I ever built. And it just took up way too much space. For the 1/12 scale, even the police station was 58 inches tall. I've started designing these in this size right here because it perfectly fits on my shelf. Just like the sewer diorama you see right here and the Baxter Stockman's Technodrome entryway diorama. They fit nicely together, and I measured them out so they squeeze right onto the shelf. So some of the things I'd like to talk about. This slime right here you saw in the video, I was injecting it in there just using oral syringes that I use for my rabbits when I give them medication. These things you see right here, that's actually paper. And that is too. And believe it or not, I got that paper from the Dollar Tree, and it is the same bright green color as the slime. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I need that. And I designed these stupid splats and sploots in Photoshop, and then I just used a Cricut machine to cut them out, which is technically, I think, a vinyl cutter. I used the Cricut machine to cut out all the black lines that you see, by the way. It's all vinyl, the whole thing. These lines right here, they were just intricately just placed in there. I just eyeballed it, to be honest with you. I did get inspiration for the frame around the TV that you see right there, just from still images from the cartoon. And then this piece right here is a separate piece. You saw me build this in that video, that montage here, and it's just foam core board. And yeah, that black piece on the bottom right there, you can see it's vinyl. The black lines that you see on there, which I tried to make like a keyboard wire. And then the black line you see right here around the controls on the desk itself. And I think the black around the keyboard is also vinyl. But everything else is kind of drawn on, just painted on by hand. And these pieces right here I got from Ace Hardware, and they're for moving and like putting those types of stickers on boxes. Everything kind of looks like it's a warning, you know, like be careful, do not touch this stuff, right? So this design right here, this up arrow, just straight up stole that from Aaron Conley's package art. These grids right here, they are vinyl also, cut with the Cricut machine, and so is this piece right here. And again, all of these black lines. This is actually just gray cardboard, or cardstock, rather. I think it's actually cardstock. I don't think this is construction paper. This is cardstock. The painting was the biggest pain in the butt because I couldn't get the paint to like look smooth. I painted this stuff by hand. Even the doors that you see here, all of the gray and the purples, and like the orange there, and some of the colors on the panel that you see here. And if you look at it up close, you could see like my brush marks, and I wasn't even using a brush. I was actually using a sponge. I tried a brush and it looked worse. So then when I used the sponge, it actually looked better. I put on multiple coats, and I even sprayed all of this with a clear coat stuff that you could get at craft stores. I forget what it's called. I'll put it on the screen right here. Speaking of screens, that's an actual screen. Well, not really, but that's a screen, and it actually lights up. Here, let me turn these lights off for you so you can see. Yeah, take a look at that, right? I really wanted it to look like it was a lit up screen. You can see Michelangelo's talking to Krang, and he's sticking his tongue out, making fun of Krang, right? I could just hear him, how irritated he would be. So this is how I got the screen to light up. You can see there's just an LED panel back there, and it is pointing directly at the image. The image is actually printed on photo paper, and it's removable. you can see it's moving. I designed this so you could see it just slides right out of the top. And that way I can put in different images. You can see this image is just printed on basic photo paper, Canon photo paper with a cheap printer. And that's how I made the TV screen. So why don't we put April O'Neil in there, right? You get the image in, you just slide it in the top, and you just drop it. Boom! There it goes, right? Change the image. It's not washed out in person. It looks washed out on the video. I think that's just because of contrast. But I have one more for you. Check this out. Yeah, take a look at that. Now we have Shredder on there, right? Take a look at that. Shredder was always on the TV, just moaning and complaining about something in the Technodrome. But what's really cool about the light being back there is that I made the window just a tad bigger to have like mood lighting behind the TV screen. You know how modern TVs, you put lights behind them? You know, it helps with your eyes and such. I know that wasn't a thing in the late 80s and early 90s. I wanted to make this modern because the figures themselves are modern. So beautiful. Look at the clear wings. This thing is so gorgeous. I'm going to plant him over here. This piece you see up here, I cut these specifically to fit my small rig lamps. These lamps you see right here. Over to, let's wait. Is it too bright? I don't know. We'll see. But I want it to be super cool lighting, not warm at all, because I want it to look like a sterile, like science environment, right? So these lights have this really cool setting. I could change it to RGB, but there's also this effect, and you can see it's called TV screen, and it's kind of like pulsating randomly. So whenever I set this up on display, this is the actual setting, this TV screen setting that I put behind the actual TV screen. This is why I created this piece up here. It was meant to be temporary, but I thought it looked awesome. And what I do is sometimes I tilt this over like this. That way we get bright light over here, and then I dim this one. I turn the brightness down on this one because the lamp behind the TV will get washed out. Like, it doesn't look like it's lit up right now. It just looks like a picture on the wall. So there we go. I turn the brightness all the way up on that one back there. And then this guy right here, turn the brightness all the way down. Turn it down to 1, right? We only need a little bit of light over here. And that way you can see we do get enough sciencey looking, lab looking, sterile looking light from this guy right here. And then this guy being up in the front here leaves darkness back here to let the screen light up. Finally, that brings us to this right here, the mutagen ooze distributor thingy, doohickey, right? So, you know, he comes over here, Baxter Stockman, he turns this wheel and he starts filling up these jars, right? And then, you know, he could do anything with this stuff. He could throw it at animals and people and mutate anything that he wants, right? I wanted to put a warning sticker right here, just never got around to it, making it with Photoshop and printing it out using my Cricut vinyl cutter. But that's coming in the future. I'm just going to put it on there. It's going to say, warning, mutagen ooze distribution system or something like that. You know, kind of corny 1990s science, you know, cloak and dagger looking crap. But yeah, these jars right here I got at Dollar Tree also. It came in a pack of like 6 or something, and I got the idea when I was there. I was just like, holy crap. These pieces right here, this is a clear, like I think acrylic or vinyl tubing that I got from Ace Hardware. All of the black that you see again is just vinyl that I cut out with a Cricut machine and just very carefully wrapped it around there. This piece right here is actually meant for this size of hose or tube, whatever you want to call it. And I just painted it white. It was gray and gold. Like, this is metal. All of this stuff, this is plastic actually, and all of this is plastic. And it actually came in that beautiful bright white color in this blue, which I thought was cool. I don't know why. I thought the blue like kind of fit the theme. It just looked cool. These tubes you see right here are actual tubes from RC car antenna tubes. And I got those in a bag from Amazon when I was doing a custom version of RC from Toy Story. This is probably my favorite diorama that I've ever made. It was a lot of fun. It took me about a month to do. The amount of work total, I would say this took about less than 5 hours to just build out. And I just winged it. You saw me in the video. I just started sketching out how I wanted it to steal the artwork from Aaron Conley. Thank you, Aaron, by the way. And like all of this stuff right here, you can see all the vinyl and crap. I just winged it the whole time, and this is what I came up with. One thing I failed to mention is that this is hot glued on here, like right onto the foam core board right here. And then down here, it's actually hot glued down here also. This is another piece of, this bolt right here is metal. and it was like a gold color, and this was metal and a gold color also, and they're meant specifically for this size hose, and so is this adapter right here. You can see the hose goes down to the bottom. You just rarely ever see it in the videos or the photo shoot parts, just because it's like way down there, right? I just wanted to seem like mutagen ooze was coming from somewhere, and he was able to just grab some jars and twist this and just fill up the jars. I had an idea to have another little hose coming out that had more of the slime in it. This is paint, by the way. That's acrylic paint inside there. You saw me painting it in the montage video. I just squeezed the paint inside there with another oral syringe. It was 10 millimeter syringe, and I just milliliter rather syringe, and I just squeezed it in there and just let it dry. Finally, the last thing I want to mention is the doors, right? The doors actually have a clear plastic over them, and it is clear plastic that you put on like a bathroom window, and I purchased that from Amazon a long time ago. I used it for all the windows of the Batman the Animated Series dioramas that I built in the past, just because it diffused light brilliantly, and I really didn't want to show off my paint lines with the blue paint. All of that blue you see in there, I just hand painted all of that inside there, and then I just kind of glued the plastic over it. Yeah, so you can kind of see some of the texture right there. That is the plastic that I just cut out. You actually saw me cut it out in the montage. Yeah, so that's it. This is one of my favorite dioramas that I've ever made. I don't know what I want to call these. Shelf dioramas, I guess, because they fit right onto a shelf. So thank you so much for sticking to the end, my friends. This has been another episode of the Radical Toy Vlog, where you got to see how I built that diorama. They look so good on the shelves together. Thank you again so very much to anybody that's ever sent stuff to me. Thank you so very much, Aaron Conley, for sending this stuff to me. Hopefully in the near future, on that space on the wall right there, you'll see that picture's going to be matted and framed. And I'd love to know what you all think. Like, what do you guys think of Aaron's artwork? Have you seen it before? Do you collect any of it? Have you seen it on Instagram? If you haven't, I highly recommend following his Instagram, because he just constantly keeps posting amazing artwork, and a bunch of it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles related. And also, what do you think of the diorama? Anyways, thank you so much for sticking to the end, my friends. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and remember, grab your cameras and collect and shoot.